Welcome back to the Right Coin Podcast, everyone. And for today, because it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to be talking about the history of love tokens. Since it's Valentine's Day, let's have coins and love be involved. And I got a new coin of the week. Speaking of coin of the week, here's the coin of the week. So this coin was minted in the same year as someone who was 25 in 2020. So that's going to give you his age, if you can do quick math and easy math. It also depicts a war that is considered the worst in American history, and its face value is equal to 10 nickels. So if you can put all that information together, you might just find the coin that is the coin of the week. And from that, we are getting into, the main topic, because this week is not one article. I found about 3 or 4 articles. I don't remember how many, and I've just kind of scrambled them all into about, 3 or 4 section titles that I have put maybe about 3 paragraphs and 30 minutes of work into, 40 minutes of research. So let's find out how good this is going to be, because I don't completely remember what all's in this, because it's been a week. It's been about 48 hours for me. It's going to be a week before y'all hear this. So starting off, what are love tokens? That's a good question. I had an idea of it. I've seen a few. I've heard about a few. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys. So if you haven't heard about it, you will hear in a minute. So love tokens are essentially coins that have been hand engraved after the minting process, often with sentimental messages. So yes, there are other hand engraved coins, but these are specifically sentimental messages or things like that. So they're generally defined as coins where one or sometimes both sides have been smoothed down and engraved with initials, names, phrases, and or scenes. And they're often given to young ladies as quote-unquote tokens of love by suitors. So that's the name, love tokens. For years, love tokens were carried for luck, but on occasion they were accidentally spent. So to help, no one wants their girlfriend, their wife, whatever, going out and spending something they could have spent a lot of money or a lot of time making. They don't want them going out to, buy a loaf of bread with it. So they came up with ideas to make sure that they're effectively marked and not represented as money. They are money, but they shouldn't be used as money because they're, love tokens. Anyway, so the practice of engraving the coins took hold during the late 1600s, with some of the coins being crafted by experienced artisans as well as individual amateurs. One of the most recognizable styles used to mark coins was pin punching, quote-unquote pin punching, a technique involving pounding a series of dots using a pointed metal instrument to make an impression on the engraved finish. So essentially what that's saying is they took the coin, and if I had a video this would be better, but they took the coin, they took probably a steel center punch, or a round piece of metal that they had sharpened to a point, put it on the coin, whacked it real good with a hammer, and then just did that around and jabbed a bunch of holes into it for style and make sure that they look pretty and things like that. So as the tokens were growing in popularity, people soon started to recognize them as love tokens, primarily due to the engraved messages. Over the course of time, love tokens became extremely popular across the globe, though appeared slightly different in the UK. Great Britain probably would be more accurate thing, but I went with what the article said. So British love tokens are also sometimes referred to as crooked coins. These were coins which were given by young men to the object of his affections. The suitor would bend the coin to create a wave in a bid to prevent it from being used. If the coin was kept, it was a sign that young man's affections were reciprocated. He returned whatever. They used fancier word. I'm going to say that. If the coin was rejected, on the other hand, the sign of rejection. If I say I had a girlfriend, which I don't, and not planning on it, but say I give her a coin I just spent 2 minutes bending into a waffle shape, and she said, "Why did you just give me this coin that you messed up?" I'm like, "Oh, it's because I love you." And she gives it back. She's like, "I don't love you. Go away, you weirdo." So, which sounds actually pretty accurate now that I'm thinking about it. I need to rethink my life sometime. Anyway, I'll stick with coins, not women. We'll just take it there and leave it there. It is believed, and we'll go back to what we're talking about. So it is believed that love tokens did appear in Great Britain around the 13th century with this bending of coins technique. So along this line, dealing with their favorite. So this is kind of an offshoot of this and similar topic. But they would also, when they were dealing with their favorite saint, because they were their religion stuff, and they were doing it in return for a favor, a coin was bent and a pledge was made. And so the bent coin, which is a token of their pledge, was a physical reminder of the obligation that they made. So I guess same thing would apply if they did it for love and with the saint thing. Bent coin means, hey, you did something for me, or, you have some obligation. So you're stuck with this until you whatever expires, or if it's love, don't just do that. I guess I don't know. I'm not a love doctor. I'm a coin doctor, but not even doctor. So I'm an 18-year-old. Don't take love advice from me. Please don't take love advice from me, especially on Valentine's Day. Anyway, because love tokens are hand engraved, they are unique. So birth of a baby, the initial of your intended, soldier leaving memory of himself with his loved ones, a prisoner getting sent off to do his time, all have been remembered on the surface of a coin. Love tokens tell stories that begin with the words, images, and initials engraved on the coins and are completed only by the limits of our own imaginations. So, love tokens, they're given out to anybody, or, because I have seen some examples where this guy had used I think it was like World War II. He had taken a French franc, cleaned off, and then he had engraved the Marine Corps logo, his name, and U.S. Marines on it. That is an engraved coin. It is not a love token. The love token, like they're saying, it's going to be because, someone, it's for a loved one that they're giving the love token, not, oh, I carved this in 2 hours when I was bored at home. I love you. That's not quite the same thing. I guess. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. This is not in my notes, so I'm flying by the seat of my pants right this minute. So, other methods of making the coins and tokens included cutting coins and pen punching. So, I said, staple technique employed by a hammer and a point. Freehand engraving may date as early as the 1500s in Great Britain and the 1800s in America. It is difficult to place the exact date on the love token because you could distinguish the date on the artwork was engraved to the coin. Or how do you distinguish that? The age of the token is not necessarily the year the coin was manufactured, which is sometimes still on the coin, and it may not be the date that is on the coin, which could be a similar date to the engraver, and not the date the engraver recarved the coin. So it's a good thing that most collectors of the love tokens, they're more interested in the quality of carving and the sentiment of the words than the date or the monetary value of the coin. So, you have no idea how old something, when you get one of these, you have no idea how old it is. It could say 1950 on it for, like, mintage date on one side. And on the other side, where they just engraved it, they could have, like 1975. And, you wouldn't know when they actually did it, because 1975 could have been the year they did it. Could have been an anniversary for them. Could have been a birthday for somebody. So there's no exact way of dating these things. So a good way to recognize love tokens is they're smoothed down, almost obliterating the image of the obverse, and before they get bent out of shape. So these are also hand engraved with special initials as well as love signs, including hearts and knots, and some of them you got struck with little holes, which would allow the person that it was given to the owner to attach it to a chain, and they could wear it around the neck or things like that. Majority of the love tokens were silver, but you can actually get some bronze and copper pieces because they have been found. So what about love tokens in the U.S.? Because I'm in the U.S., that would be more relevant to me, I feel like. So, excuse me, sorry. The Liberty Seed dime was the most popular coin used to create love tokens, east in the U.S., most likely because of the size and silver content, but they have been known to be made from all U.S. denominations, from half cents through $20 gold pieces, including numerous world coins and denominations. So I saw that, and I'm like, what? I don't want to say knucklehead, but what not so intelligent person would take a $20 piece of gold and just like sand it down and carve it up and give it to his wife, girlfriend, whatever? I don't understand that one. Especially like now in this day and age, you definitely wouldn't do that. But at the time, like they were using $20 gold pieces, $20 was a lot of money. So $20 could buy you a lot of food. So, or, other essential things, but, food's a big one. So I'm just like, why? I don't know why I would want to give someone a $20 gold piece that I just carved their initials in. That wouldn't make sense to me, but whatever. If they can afford it, they can afford it. I cannot afford that, especially now. So with them being personalized items from a wide variety of creators, each love token has its own personality. Each one of these tokens represents a love share between two people. Obviously, I hope it's not three. That might be a problem. Most American love tokens you will encounter will have the initials of a person, sometimes a name or a message. A few will have an ornate depiction of some object or symbol, such as bird or heart. Now, are love tokens actual tokens? I would, think, oh, it's called a love token. It's a token. I'll go spend it at Chuck E. Cheese or an arcade or whatever. These items they're not actually tokens. It's a coin that has been defaced by planing down and engraving one or both sides. In the European tradition, which began in the 17th century, such items are simply called engraved coins. Leave it to the Americans, the smart ones. Give it a fancy name. We get fancy. The smart one thing stays between us. No one else will know. Oh, I have problems. I have way too many problems, guys. That's why I'm here. Okay, well, just quit with that. Anyway, so they didn't become popular in the U.S. until about the time of the Civil War, and by the turn of the century, the custom was just kind of starting to die off at this point. So what about love tokens today? I mean, maybe someone wants to go out in their garage for a couple hours and take a quarter and engrave some names and stuff into it. What's stopping them? Well, there's nothing from stopping them, actually. You can still make it a day. But you need to be fortunate enough to find someone with patience, talent, and a desire to make one for you, or make it yourself. You just have to have desire, patience, talent to do it. So it's probably at this point it's probably going to be machine engraved. The collectible 19th century U.S. love tokens are all engraved by hand. So at this point, modern ones, you're going to get someone who's just machined it out with some kind of laser engraver or machinist tools. I mean, they could do it by hand, but maybe not quite as likely. So if you're going to collect the love tokens, so one factor in the desirability of these pieces is the denomination selected for the love token. Another important factor is the ornateness of the artwork involved. The more detailed and fancy the engraving, the more desirable and expensive the love token. Makes sense. So some people will collect love tokens with specific names, specific initials, or just by whatever happens to catch their eye or hold special meaning to them. So, any other thing with coin, what catches your eye. So love tokens, really they're not expensive. Most love tokens made from seed delivered dimes are going to sell from $10 to $20 each. The more ornate coins and gold coins definitely going to cost a lot more. Gold coins, cha-ching, cha-ching, you getting pretty expensive. So if you're looking for that special numismatic gift for Valentine's Day to give to your loved one, you may find it in a love token. If you're hearing this at 8 o'clock on Valentine's Day, you might be a little bit late. And if you're a guy, you might want to be thinking about sleeping on the couch tonight, because that's probably what's going to be happening. I'll be at home. I'll be watching a movie, chowing down on chocolates. Oh, wait, no, that's Saturday night, because I'll be at Walmart the next morning getting cheap chocolate. So, anyway, guys, if you have not figured it out, the coin of the week this week was the 1995 Civil War commemorative. And I guess that was it. I forgot to write the name down. But I did get the history of it, and that's a little more interesting, don't you think? But it was a 1995 commemorative Civil War $50. I think I said that in the right order. I probably did not. It's Friday for me, brain on meltdown mode. So I'm going to wrap this up eventually, maybe. Anyway, so the encroachment of housing and commercial development towards America's hallowed Civil War battlefields became an increasing urgent problem during the 1990s, and surcharges from the sale of commemorative coins were seen as one means of funding these sites' preservation as public trusts. Toward this end, Congress approved a three-denomination coin set consisting of a copper nickel-clad $50, silver dollar, and gold half-eagle, each of which have been offered in both uncirculated and proof editions. The obverses of all three were designed by Connecticut artist Donald Troyani. Troiani. I said that wrong. I butchered it. I know it. I apologize, Mr. Donald. So for the $50, his work was sculpted by U.S. Mint sculptor / engraver T. James Farrell and features on its obverse a 3/4 facing view of an army drummer standing before a rail fence. Centered within the right field is the date of coining. The initials of both artists appear below the fence at left, while the coin's mint mark is beneath the fence at right. The obverse is completed with addition of statutory mottos. Wow, English is hard. On the reverse, there's a cannon pointing to the left and slightly away from the viewer. There's a row of houses appearing at left before a hillside. A stack of ballistic balls. It's a cannonball. I'm going off of what I read in the article, but it's essentially a cannonball and seen below the cannon with an inscription above reading, enriching our future by preserving the past. Below the cannon's carriage are the initials of the U.S. Mint's T. James Farrell. They got that in the wrong order. I believe it's James T. Kirk, I believe is the correct spelling of that. I don't know where this Farrell is from, but they got the T and the James mixed up, and Farrell is supposed to be Kirk. So, oh boy, I'm making Star Trek references already. The silver dollar's obverse was sculpted by Mint engraver Edgar Z. Stever the Fourth. I feel sorry for him. That just is sad that there's 3 other guys named that before him. Yeesh. From Donald Troin's design, it portrays a wounded soldier being assisted by his comrade. The initials of both artists appear right near the border at 7 o'clock, with the coin's mint mark in the field at right. The date of coining is at the bottom, and statutory mottos complete the design. Appearing more like a medal than a coin, the reverse of the dollar is pretty cluttered with imagery and text. Above a scene of the Gettysburg Battle site memorial is a quote from the Union Army officer Joshua L. Chamberlain. Quote, "In great deeds, something abides. On great fields, something stays. Forms change and pass. Bodies disappear, but spirits linger to consecrate the ground for the vision place of souls." End quote. Above this is a cartouche offsetting statutory legends with the denomination set against the hillside and the initials of John Mercanti nearly hidden within the brush at 4 o'clock. The half eagle. Now, I didn't say this was the $50, but you gotta have some background with the set. I mean, you can't have one without the other at this point, I guess. Plus, I'm halfway into this, and we're still done. So, the half eagle features a mounted army bugler viewed in profile. The artist's initials are at left beneath the plane upon which the horse stands, and the coin's mint mark is in the field at right. The date of coining is at the bottom, with statutory mottos completing this side. For the reverse, U.S. Mint sculptor engraver Al Malteski revived a mid-19th century image of the American eagle on a Union shield. Grasped within its beak is an inscribed banner. With its right talons hold the olive branch of peace, and its left the arrows of war. Stars are used at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock as stops for the statutory legends. The artist's initials appear below the shield at right. So the San Francisco struck both editions of the $50 as well as proofs of the silver dollar. The uncirculated stripes of the silver dollar came from Philadelphia, while West Point provided both issues of the gold half eagle. Despite competition from the vast 1995 coin program for the Atlanta Olympics, Civil War battlefields commemoratives sold reasonably well. The notable exception was the half eagle, which posted the lowest sales figure yet for this denomination in modern commemorative series. The $50 was selected for inclusion in that year's prestige proof set, which helped its overall sales considerably. So guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about love tokens on a awesome Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed your Valentine's Day, hopefully. I'm not at Valentine's Day yet. I'm recording this a week before. So I could have a really good Valentine's Day. I don't know. But again, thanks for tuning in, guys. You got any questions, comments, critiques, anything you want to hear about on the podcast, email me at therightcoinspodcast@gmail.com. I'll have a link in the description so you guys can also check out. I got Discord. I got a couple other things down there you guys might want to check out. So definitely always check the description. I'm going to have episode overviews, links to the articles I use so you guys can go check stuff out yourself. I left a lot of stuff out, and there's images in those articles you might want to check out. I think that's it, guys. Like I said, thanks for tuning in. Remember to hit like on whatever platform you listen to this on, and also share it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.